Welcome along everyone to the FIFA main event presented by PlayStation Tournaments. SPQR Felipe up against INT Resende in a South American battle. Let's see who comes out on top. And as always in this one, joining me along for the commentary of the call of this one is no one else other than Richard Buckley. Rich, we're in for a bit of a treat here. It's two massive South American FIFA players that have really hit the ground running. They both had fantastic FIFA 21 seasons. And I can't wait to see how this classic matchup comes out here in this FIFA main event.
Yeah, thank you very much. It's a pleasure to be joined alongside you, Brandon. A South American clash, two Brazilian players at the top of their powers. Both winners in their own right in the FIFA 21 season. Both playing for outstanding esports organisations and football clubs. SPQR up against Inter. I'm excited to see who comes out on top.
Well, it will be INT Resende from right to left, who's looking to have the first real chance of this game with R9 reversal. Has to go. It's a good block from the Brazilian Inmar. Kinos at the back. It will be on the flip side. SPQR's Felipe kicking from left to right here. You can see the teams that are in use, and if you are probably wondering what squad you are looking at also, Richard, these are going to be the best players in the game. Team of the year icons in there. It's just going to be an accumulation of the best in-game items that you can get on FIFA 22 Ultimate Team at this moment in time.
Yeah, they certainly are. All the Team of the Year foot items in the squads. Prime icons also sprinkled around, adding that little bit of flavour. R9, Holly, Vieira, potentially all going to be featured. The defence, it's going to be solid. Expect to see Team of the Year Marquinhos. Expect to see Hakimi, João Cancelo, and maybe a Maldini along that back four. I think Varane is the player of choice across the back four for Felipe right there, as Prime Maldini gets the nod for Resende.
I mean, we have to talk about it, Richard, on the hindsight here. Is the first chance comes in for N'Golo Kante. It's Resende who very nearly gets himself off the mark. Both these two had unbelievable FIFA 21 seasons, as we did talk about in the introduction of this matchup. On one side, you had a man that was the #1 ranked player on the Xbox in South America in Resende. And then on the flip side, Rich, you've had this youngster come through the ranks in Felipe, who did qualify for the FIFA World Cup. He was the playoff champion last year on the Xbox, on the online year that we did have. And he's just another name that SPQR have brought through their ranks. They seem to be producing so many top quality players. They are one of our FGS Masters teams alongside Inter. But it just goes to show, again, another case study of just the fantastic names coming through here in Brazil.
No, absolutely. The development of the players at SPQR is second to none. They are right up there as one of the best, most well-established and also winningest FIFA esports organisations in not only Brazil but across the world. SPQR, they've got a knack for finding talent and developing that talent as well. It's one thing signing to a team and then having a good sort of set of results at that team. It's another thing signing and then that esports organisation improving you, and they've got a track record SPQR of doing that.
Yeah, and someone else has got a track record of playing good FIFA is Resende, one of the old guards, you'd say, in the FIFA esports scene. He's been present since FIFA 18, an E-World Cup finalist, a man that's been waving the flag for all of South America as he does come forward with Mbappe now, who's trying to do his best, linking him with R9 to break down this defence and these lines of midfielder and defenders in SPQR jerseys. Ball around the corner, can it find the cutback? It's a lovely heel to heel, and that's the first goal in this game that will fall to INT Resende.
Outstanding work from Resende inside the box. The heel to heel, just creating the space. Simple pass across the box and a finish at the back post for Team of the Year, Cristiano Ronaldo. You were just talking about Resende there and his real dominance in South America. But on the world, Brandon, in FIFA 20, one of the last times we had global competition due to the current situation with the pandemic, he was 7th in the world as that season came to a close and as the Global Series rankings were paid out for where you finished. He was 7th across everybody who played FIFA on Xbox.
I mean, if you just look across the year, he had also on top of that last year, Richard, a FIFA 21 year to remember. He was the CONMEBOL E-Libertadores champion. That was the first ever year we had that tournament run on the Xbox. And he won that trophy. Alongside that, he was a champion in not one but two online qualifiers. He looks to take a 2-goal lead now. Pele went for the cutback. The Brazilian went on his own and pulled out a brilliant save from Edwin van der Sar. He will come in with a corner. What's that run of Cristiano Ronaldo, who's just brought out to the edge of the box. It's defended well. A chance to break away and a bit of breathing space. But just back onto that point, Richard, he's a really, really impressive year. Top 12 E-Club World Cup. He was top 5 in the playoffs. The only thing he didn't achieve last year, really, was an E-World Cup.
And a lot of people said it was harsh, the way that the E-World Cup spots were also given out. I mean, we saw Mateus Benano not get an E-World Cup spot from South America. We saw Joxan from North America, after having outstanding seasons in the one-off tournament, just weren't able to get over the line.
You could see Felipe have his first real chance and shots at goal. Mbappe into R9. The rest is history. For a split second, I thought he was going to go on his own for Mbappe. The Elastico was nice. He just was able just to dink it up into the path of R9. And 34 minutes on the clock. It might have been his first chance in the game. But who really cares? It's 1-1 here.
The ball's not touched the floor. The Elastico's knocked the ball up, and then he's hit a double tap pass straight out of the animation into R9, who's just going to tap it into the back of the net. A lot of these FIFA main event episodes that we've recorded, Brandon, we've seen laughing, we've seen communication from the two players. This, I would go out on a limb and say, is the most competitive game that we've seen so far, in terms of both players are zoned in, they're locked in, and they want to get the win here.
I mean, it's also the first chance in a long time, Rich. We've had the ability to commentate on some South American action. We were lucky to cover the season last year heavily across the CONMEBOL Libertadores, regular playoff and online qualifiers. R9 literally dancing around the box, can't find the feet of his fellow Brazilian. Pele there is only 5 minutes away from half-time. But I mean, I think part of the reason for that is, Richard, these are two massive names in South America that for a long time last year, they were neck and neck in terms of qualification, the playoffs, tournaments such as the CONMEBOL Libertadores, and sort of has been that feel of the new guard against the old, as Cristiano Ronaldo had a golden chance there, and to be completely honest, that surprised me, how he's not managed to get that on target.
Huge chance. You put your house on him sticking that away, I'll be completely honest, and maybe Resende is going to come up the other end here and make Felipe pay just before half-time.
Well, it will be the final chance of the game. Only a minute left of additional time. Is there a cutback available? It was to R9. There is a half pass that Philip will try and latch onto. That should do us for the halfway point here in this FIFA main event, which the scoreline does sit as SPQR Felipe 1, INT Resende 1 at the halfway point.
There's plenty to dissect here at half-time. Between these two, they're going tooth and nail all throughout the match. You see the stats there, XG 2 to 1.6, possession slightly more favourable to Resende, but more passes actually being made from Felipe, showing that his build-up has been a lot quicker and more direct when playing the balls. You can see the two formations on the screen, the 4-2-2 up against the 4-3-2-1. So as the stats will say, the formation playing into that more direct play style that Felipe is utilising. I love seeing the types of passes as well. The through balls, the crosses, the set pieces. So much data that if you're a coach, if you're a player, you can break down at half-time and full-time.
Yeah, it seems as if the balls mainly come down the left-hand side for Resende as well, in the formation he's currently rocking in this game. As it stands, we're back underway for the second half of action. That player being Kylian Mbappe on that left-hand side of the screen. Just on the other side of the pitch, you can't see at the moment. As we speak about that, he looks to play it on this left side again, which he's been enjoying heavily throughout this period. But that's a stat that Felipe was able to look on at half-time and take anything away from it. You can see a clear overload there on the far-hand side of your screen. Is he going to be offside? Pele a little bit too keen off the mark.
And one thing that you might not realise you're even doing, but the ball being constantly played on this near side, Brandon, it's because typically FIFA Pro players, even FIFA casual players, will play the near side of the camera. So whatever the side closest to you is, it'll be the left in the first half and the right on the second half. That is where the ball typically goes to, and the stats back that up.
There's an interesting fact behind this, Richard, is that if you're a keen FIFA esports fan, we have got the FGS Masters teams this year, which was 16 teams that They're made up of 2 players, each with a massive push towards 2v2 FIFA esports this year. And Inter's teammate is Resende, Inter's teammate of Resende is Tor, a player that used to play for SPQR. As Resende comes forward, Elastico once and twice will not be enough to get past Ruud Gullit. Just goes to show another fantastic Brazilian FIFA player that SPQR have been able to develop and push forward. I think what's more impressive, Richard, we commentated on that tournament last year, the Xbox South American playoffs. It was Felipe that played against PH Zin, literally the king of the Xbox side of things, just behind Resende. It's between him and Resende that was dominating the scene last time out. They had an unbelievable running in that playoffs. He forced a bracket reset, or he was made into a bracket reset by PH Zin, but then was able to bounce back and pick up a huge result for Felipe, which actually stopped PH Zin actually coming out tops of what was a dominant season on the Xbox.
We talked about Resende and PH Zin. They were literally trading back wins throughout the season, and then as the calendar year drew on towards the summer, Felipe sort of made a surge through the pack, and he was the champion of those South American playoffs. And I'm on board. He would have had a great E-World Cup as well if the tournament had taken place.
Yeah, I mean, that's the tournament everyone wants to be every single year, Richard, the FIFA World Cup. He was able to make it at such a young age. And it's such a dominant last couple of seasons he's had as he's entered this FIFA esports space. We're into the final 23 minutes here in this FIFA main event presented by PlayStation. Still 1-1. We will go to extra time if needed. Are we going to need it, though? Back to goal. Here's Cristiano Ronaldo. A massive tackle from Marquinhos, who says, no, thank you. Referee says he won the ball fair and square, which he absolutely did. But we haven't seen enough for Felipe go forward. He did score a brilliant goal. You can't take it away from him in the first half, but it's just been in passages where he has really struggled to get through that final line of Resende. Looks to come forward again, knocking on that door. Can't find an answer. The only person standing there is Ruud Gullit, who does a great job just to drop into that pocket alongside N'Golo Kante. They're going to be the main 2 enforcers defensively on both sides of the pitch. Pele looks to drive this one forward. There is an overload of white shirts into shirts in around the box. Can he make something happen of this, though? It's a double tap pass, and surprise, surprise, who's standing in the way again? It's Ruud Gullit.
And this is where I'm potentially looking at the benches. With 15 minutes left to play, do we have Team of the Year Messi to come on? Do we have potentially a winter wildcard Zlatan Ibrahimovic? And as my voice bellows out, pause is cued by one of these two. And maybe some Team of the Year midfielders. Just offside there is R9. It's an outstanding finish, but it's not going to count.
He's certainly one that brought a smile from Felipe if that was going to count in this game. It was a really well-taken finish from R9. Just offside, we mentioned pauses. Pauses are being made as we speak right now, and those are the changes you expect to see a Team of the Year Messi come on within, what, the last Messi, 20 minutes of this game?
Maybe some more icons as well. Johan Cruyff, Zinedine Zidane we've seen used in the main event as well. I think it was Tom and Gorilla were using Zidane in the midfield. Just try to think outside the box as well. Maybe a Eusebio coming off of the bench to spice things up in the final third. You want pace, you want aggression, you want power in the middle of the park. It could be holding down the fort. Jorginho, KDB, the other 2 Team of the Year items alongside N'Golo Kante. Let's wait and see.
You've got to love as well how competitive this one is. You've absolutely hit the nail on the head there, Richard. It's a bit of a different style to a normal FIFA main event. There is the chance of winning this game on the line that both of these 2 like the sound of.
Pedri. Future Stars Pedri brought on. What a player.
A very expensive in-game item as well. His price is enough of why he is so desired in the FIFA world. Well, he's on in the place of N'Golo Kante. It's one of those holding midfielders. Will he make the all-important difference, though? He very nearly did. And that ball that was pinged into the feet of Cristiano Ronaldo. Just a bit too much was asked of the man. And also another member of the 5-star Weak Foot Club, Johan Cruyff. Sorry, comes onto the frame. Felipe, cheeky chip, finds Pele. What a save on the rebound. He dived in with Ronaldo and it just was not there.
Inches away from CR7 clutching onto that. Lovely little dink over the top. Just floated in the back post, didn't he? Pele, very unfortunate not to find the back of the net.
Well, well, well. This is last roll of the dice. Or 30 minutes of extra time could be in front of us. Pedri, looking to be the provider. Just brought onto the pitch last minute plus additional time here. It looks like this man is playing for the final chance off the game in Resende. Has he got the patience, though? And the eye to find the killer pass. To open up this defensive Felipe. There's so many numbers back. Here's our 9. And that should do us. It's 90 minutes played here in this FIFA main event, and we need 30 more minutes to separate these two. It's 1-1 at full time in this South American clash.
Incredible performance from both of these two. The competitive nature is certainly there from Resende and Felipe as we're going to go into extra time and penalties potentially looming on the card. See the stats there. Felipe will feel a little bit hard done by, nearly double the XG of his opponent. Resende had a little bit more of the ball. You just see the pass accuracy at the bottom. 97 and 95%. Nearly perfect when playing the ball around the pitch. Shows how good these two really are.
Well, well. 90 minutes wasn't enough. Well, 30 minutes. Allow for this game to slightly unfold. This has been the perfect example of two very, very good FIFA players. It's been a chess match in a number of moments. Who's got that big move? Who's got that skill combination up their sleeve? Which, to be honest, that's where we see the main two goals. We saw Hill into a cross into the box from Resende for the first. And it was a lovely reverse elastico that somehow gave the ball a little bit of lift, which R9 was able to distribute into the back of the net. This is the area. I mean, you rightly said, on this side of the camera angle that he has got, he has had a lot more success, and often it's the side that the FIFA Pro will play on, and they can just see a bit more of the pitch. Felipe, he's been loving those little double tap passes around the corner in which Pele came so close to grabbing. Late goal in the last couple of minutes of the game. 10 minutes near enough played here already. Are we going to see those changes make an impact? Cruyff, Messi, Pedri all on for Resende. Can't find that killer ball again.
We've been in this position quite a lot during our sort of FIFA esports tenure, Brandon, in extra time. We always say it, the time flies by in extra time.
It's been a difficult game to describe as well, Richard. It feels like it's been a game in sort of stages. They literally have, cliche aside, matched each other up in so many ways. It literally has been a chess match of who's the first person to pull a player out of position, who's the first player to make a mistake. It's literally been that nip and tuck.
You just see those sort of driven passes trying to force the ball forward, trying to create an avenue, an angle to play from. This could be a chance here for Felipe. He's got numbers up.
Well, we're going to see something from Lionel Messi. You can finesse him from that sort of angle there. Maldini comes out. Obviously, the idea was to play into the forward there of Kylian Mbappe. 15 more minutes played here in this FIFA main event presented by PlayStation. We'll look at the stats ever so briefly. It's such a narrow and tightly contested game. Felipe might have the XG, but the scoreline says different.
And you just see Felipe, quite interestingly, the tackles, nearly treble the amount of tackles that Resende has taken. So it shows that he's more aggressive. He's wanting to win the ball back quicker. He's wanting to play the ball quicker. And those passes certainly turned around after the first 45. It was Felipe leading. Now, with 15 minutes left to play before penalty shootout, Resende just has a little bit more of the ball. You see the passing statistics right there. Slight change of formation from Resende. But nothing to show for it as of yet with 15 minutes left to play. Gone from the 4-2-2 to the 4-2-3-1.
Well, final 15. Or is it going to be a penalty shootout to the side of FIFA main event? First time commentating an all-Brazilian matchup.
It's the first penalty shootout we'll have had.
I certainly believe it could be in our FIFA main event. Selection of games we've been able to call upon this year so far, but I have a feeling we might not need to go there. Cruyff into Lionel Messi. Messi still, cutback available. It's beautiful FIFA from Resende. And again, it's a double tap pass that makes all the difference. He makes it look so easy. And R9 will run away. It's been a Brazilian show in this game. And he leads by 2-1 with just 10 minutes left in this one.
It was so precise. It was so accurate. It was like watching a surgeon in an operation. He was cutting him open. Exquisite FIFA from Resende.
And is there going to be a reply from Felipe? Maybe this could be it now. No. Ronaldo with a touch to forget about. Team of the year, Ronaldo, that is. Let's just remind you. With a touch that he won't want to see on the replay again in a hurry.
Pressure's on
to be honest,
Felipe
Rich,
now.
You look back and you think that's what the game's been all about. Moments, just moments of magic, moments of being clinical, making the right decision, taking a risk. Resende has been able to do absolutely that and more. There's only 2 minutes left. Lionel Messi has done such a good job. He was the provider of the second. Could he be on for a third? Cruyff maybe looking to take minutes out of the game. Nicely done around the corner into R9. Cut back, Pedri, the super sub. It was time red. It was going into Rose Ed. Actually quite lucky that the defender was there to make the all-important block. Well. Is this the chance? There was a chance for Ronaldo. Pushed off the ball by Maldini. That should do us. Here in our FIFA main event presented by PlayStation Tournaments. The South American clash ends with a 2-1 result for Inter's Resende. He left it late. We needed extra time, but there could only be one winner in the end. Well, that is all for our FIFA main event. Be sure to like and subscribe for more content here on EA FIFA Esports.